Dear Lady Love TV.
Ruined Fairy Tale with Mr. Billionaire. Tunghayan na po natin ang ikalawang bahagi. You might want to take a walk outside the garden. I'm sure all of this talk of business and stock market is boring for the two of you. Nakangiti ang ama sa kanya nang imungkahin nito iyon. Tapos na ang program at nagkwekwentuhan na lamang ang mga bisita. Hindi siya agad nakasagot sa ama. For one, tingin niya ay hindi gusto ni Rafi ang ideyang iyon. I'm not sure, Dad. Yes, that would be nice. Makabubuti yun para magkaroon naman kayo ng konting privacy sa pag-uusap, hindi ba, Rafi? Nakangiting pinukulan din ng titig ng De la Virgen Patriarch ang anak nito. Muling bumuka ang labi niya para sabihing huwag na lang. Pero naramdaman niya ang paghawak ng binata sa kanyang siko. His touch almost made her jump from her seat. Of course, I was actually thinking of that same thing. Kung may iniinom siya ng mga oras na yon, ay sigurado siyang nabilaukan siya. Marahas siyang napalingon sa katabing binata. His face was still a mask of cold indifference. His gaze landed on her and she felt like a moth being sucked into the fire. Shall we? He asked, his eyes holding her captive and preventing her from saying no. She stiffly nodded, not wanting to make a scene in front of her parents and guests. Magalang siyang inalalay ng binata patayo. Hinawakan siya nito sa siko at iginiya siya sa Teresa papunta sa garden ng hotel. Wala silang imik na naglalakad papunta sa gazebo ng Hardin. Walang ibang tao sa garden at ilang ilaw lamang mula sa Christmas lights sa mga puno ang nagsisilbing tanglaw sa kanilang daan. Tinitigan niya ang binata. The pale moonlight was casting shadow across his face, emphasizing his chiseled features. Looking at him like this, it was impossible for Cassie not to be drawn to him. He was like a dark prince from a twisted fairy tale or a ragged knight in some gothic romance novel. Napakadali para kay Cassie na magpantasya ukol sa lalaking ito. Pero hindi niya gagawin yon. She may be young, naive and painfully impressionable, but she could recognize rejection when it slapped her in the face. Hinila niya ang palad mula sa pagkakahawak ni Rafi. Nagulat ito at napatingin sa kanya. You don't want this? Malamig niyang pahayag. If possible, this shoulder stiffened even more. Humarap ito ng tuluyan at hindi niya napigilan ang pag-atras. She wondered how could a face so handsome be so intimidating and ruthless. You don't want me? Napaatras siya ng isang hakbang. Mula sa malamlam na ilaw ng buwan at ng maliit na bumbilya, nakita niya ang pagtaas ng sulok ng mga labi ng binata. Yes, that is correct. I don't want this. Inasahan niya na yun, pero para rin iyong sampal sa kanya. Muli siyang umurong pero humakbang ito palapit sa kanya. Hindi ka namin pipilitin kung ayaw mo. Sinusubukan niya maging matatag ang tinig. Pero dinig niya ang panginginig niyon. Gusto man niyang itanggi pero masakit pa rin. She really thought it could work out. She wanted it to work out. The happy faces of her parents flashed in her mind and she felt a painful stab in her gut. Maybe she would never have that. Muli siyang napaatras pero bumangga na ang kanyang likod sa isang puno. Patuloy na humahakbang palapit sa kanya ang binata hanggang sa ilang pulgada na lamang ang layo nito sa kanya. Ipinatong nito ang braso sa kanyang ulunan at ibinaba ang mukha sa kanya. His warm breath touched her lips and heat flooded her face. He was invading her personal space to intimidate her and it was working. She forced herself to glare at him but her bravado faltered once their gazes locked. His eyes were like black diamonds in the evening lights. They held so much hatred. So much coldness in her fragile strength was not enough to fight them. Iniiwas niya ang titig dito, pero maagap nitong hinawakan ng baba niya upang manatili siya nakatitig sa mga mata nito. Napakadali para sa iyo, hindi ba? Just say no and everything would be fine. But guess what? Not everyone has it easy like you. His voice sliced her soul with disgust and contempt, and she found herself pushing him back. What the hell is wrong with you? Kung ayaw mo, wag. I don't know what your problem is, but don't vent your anger at me. You will not be forced to marry me if you don't want to. Let go. Marahas itong tumawa at lalo siyang itinulak sa puno. His hard body pressed itself against her, trapping her. Oo nga naman, why am I venting my anger at the poor, fragile, sweet little princess? It makes me look like a bastard, doesn't it? The contempt in his voice was dripping like acid. Mariin nitong inangat pa ang kanyang baba para mapilitan siyang titigan ito ng maayos sa mga mata. So, how does it feel, ha? Being the innocent damsel in distress. Do you feel like a victim now? Ano nga ba naman ang ginagawa mong mali? Wala naman, hindi ba? Let go, you bastard. Pilit niya itong tinulak, pero lalo lamang humigpit ang pagdikit ng katawan nito sa kanya. I hate people like you spoiled brat, who get everything they want with just a snap of a finger. People like you never really cared about what other feels. Wala kayong pakialam sa mga taong sinisira nyo. Makuha nyo lang yung gusto nyo. You take and take, but you never give. You play with people's emotion and treat them as if you own them. As if money and power can buy people and you can do with them whatever you wanted because you bought them. Hindi ba yun ang kailangan mo at ang pamilya mo? Isang lalaking bibilhin ninyo para gawin ang lahat ng gusto nyo? Isang puppet na uupo at tatayo, magsasalita at sasayaw kapag gusto nyo? A puppet to entertain you. People like you are disgusting. What do you want, ha? An eye candy? A man you can boast to your friends? What do you want? Hot sex? So you could gloat to your stupid hypocritical. Nagawang makawala ng isa niyang kamay mula sa hawak nito at otomatikong lumipad iyon pasampal sa pisngi nito. Bumaling ang mukha nito pakanan sa lakas ng kanyang sampal. Nanlaki ang mga matang napatitig siya sa namumulang panga ni Rafi. She was shocked. She had never slapped anyone in her life before. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Nakakalokang tumawa ito at napatikom siya. His eyes were wild and dangerous as they gazed back to her. She bit her lip hard and gathered all her strength to face this crazy bastard. Alam mo ba ang sunod na nangyayari kapag sinampal ng isang babae ang isang lalaki? Nanatiling nakataas ang noon niya at nakatitig sa matiim nitong mga mata. Go to hell, you crazy horse shit. Muli itong tumawa, pero sa pagkakataong ito ay iba siyang narinig sa tawa nito, maliban sa galit at panunuya. There was amusement. Her cheeks burned hotter. The bastard was laughing at her as if she was a joke. You Azul, ano ba? Let go. Walang hirap nitong hinuli muli ang kanyang mga kamay at ipinatong sa kanyang ulunan. She gave him the deadliest glare she could muster. Pero tumaas lang ang sulok ng labi nito sa isang sensual na ngiti at ayaw man niya, naramdaman niya ang pag-init ng pisngi at pagbilis ng tibok ng kanyang puso. You better not. Napasinghap siya nang marahang hinaplos ng hinlalaki nito ang ibabang labi. Tila may maliit na boltahe ng kuryente ang dumaloy mula sa labi niya, papunta sa maliit na himaymay ng kanyang katawan. Pinilit niya ang sariling huwag pansinin ang lahat ng iyon. Don't you dare. He pressed his hard body closer to hers and her eyes widened when she felt something very hard pressing against her abdomen. According to the study of man's psychological makeup, to restore dominance against a female in a heated argument or situation, a male would resort to kissing the female against her to show her just who is in charge. Hindi niya maintindihan ang lahat ng sinasabi nito sa tindi ng mga sensasyong pinupukaw ng pagiging sobrang lapit nito. His soft lips grazed her mouth and she gasped in shock. Rafi. She felt his harsh breathing against her lips and she couldn't help but shudder. He softly bit her lower lip and suckled it inside his mouth, making her moan and press her body closer to him. This is that type of situation, Cassie, he whispered before fully claiming her lips. Hindi na rumihistro ang huling sinabi nito sa kanyang isipan. Her eyes fluttered close as her body reacted instinctively. Her arms went around his neck and pulled him closer. His warm lips spread against hers. His arms wrapped around her back and waist, lifting her up and pushing her harder against the tree with his body. As if on instinct, her thighs parted for him, her legs hitched at his hips, and her body cradled his hard length between the juncture of her legs. He groaned, his hips gently rocking against hers, his arousal rubbing against her soft heat, sending shocking waves of pleasure running throughout her in frenzy. May narinig siyang umungol, pero hindi siya sigurado kung siya ba yon o ang binata. Lalong humigpit ang yakap niya sa leeg nito at natagpuan niya ang mga daliri na nakabuod sa buhok ng lalaki. He groaned in her mouth then, as if her touch brought torturous pleasure through him. His mouth opened widely against hers, urging her to copy him. Ibinuka niya ang mga labi at hinayaan nitong tuluyang angkinin ng kanyang labi. His tongue invaded her mouth and she moaned in pleasure. His taste exploded in her tongue. He tasted the wine and mint of tangy lemon and honey and something else that she knew was uniquely him. Bumaon din ang mga daliri nito sa kanyang buhok at itiningala siya upang lalong palalimin ang halik. She went dizzy and weak as their mouth molded together, their tongues and lips entwining mating, their bodies melting in their heated embrace. Sandali nitong pinakawalan ng kanyang mga labi upang habulin ang paghinga. Subalit gumapang lamang ang mga labi nito sa kanyang panga at leeg. Liyo sa mga sensasyon na hinahayaan niya ito. Ang mga kamay niya ay hindi mapakali sa buhok at likod ng binata. Pumalob ang isang kamay nito sa kanyang bestida at marahing naplos ang kanyang hita. Napaiktad siya sa mainit na sensasyon ng palad nito sa kanyang balat. Umakit ang palad nito hanggang sa magsaklob na ang kanyang buong pangupo. He molded her ass against his palm and pulled her against him. Wet pleasure pulled between her legs as his hips thrust against her softness, making her legs curl tighter around his waist. She was dizzy and lost. Her body was moving instinctively as if it had a mind of its own. Iniangat niya ang mukha nito at muling siniil ng halik ang mga labi nito. He compiled automatically. His lips hungrily sought hers as his hands became bolder. She felt his big, warm hand covering her breast, squeezing and kneading the heavy flesh, sending volts of electric heat sizzling down between her legs, where his arousal was pressing hard against her, hanggang sa may marinig siyang malakas na pagbukas at pagsara ng pinto sa kung saan. Tila iyon malamig na tubig na ibinuhos sa kanya. Her eyes widened and pure. Shock and horror, lahat ng sensasyong rumaragasa sa kanyang katawan kanina ay biglang natuyo. Sa isang iglap, marahas niyang itinulak ang binata palayo sa kanya. Hindi nito inaasahan yun, kaya bigla itong napabitaw sa kanya at napahakbang palayo. Tumausdo siya sa puno at muling lumapat ang kanyang mga takong sa lupa. Naramdaman niya ang pamumuno ng mainit na luha sa mga mata. What the hell just happened? Mariin niyang ipinikit ang mga mata at tiniim ang mga labi. Ramdam niya ang init ng mga labi at kamay nito sa kanyang katawan at bibig. She felt so low, so dirty. It wasn't your fault. His voice was gruff and hard. Matalim niya itong tinitigan. The bastard had a decency to look ashamed. Nakatiimbag ang ito at nakaiwas ang tingin sa kanya. Magulo ang buhok at damit nito at namumula ang mga labi. Ang kaalaman na siya ang may gawang kung bakit gano'n ang itsura ng lalaki ay sapat na para gustuhin niyang magtago sa pinakamalalim na butas ng lupa. Humugot ito ng hangin at isinuklay ang mga daliri sa maalon nitong buhok. It's my fault. Of course it is. She screamed at him. You sick perverted bastard. You, nymphomaniac. You molester. You really don't know when to back down, do you? He hissed, his perfectly sculpted face tight with frustration and anger. I know it's my fault. You don't have to call me names. I will call you whatever name I want. You. How dare you force me? Force you? You kiss me back. Shut up. You said it wasn't my fault. Hindi niya napigilan ang pagpadyak ng paa. Oh, God, how could her fairy tale ending be ruined by his heartless jerk? She wanted to claw at his insanely handsome face. Bakit ito ang pinili ng daddy niya? There had no be a mistake. There had to be. Nanakit ang dibdib niya at agad siyang napahawak doon. What's wrong? Go away. Inistiyang itinulak ang binata pero makulit ito. You're getting pale. What's wrong? Are you sick? Just go away. Muli niyang naramdaman ang pag-init ng mga mata. Ngayon ay may magmumukha siya lalong mahina sa harap nito. Ayaw niyang malaman nito na may sakit siya sa puso. Ayaw niyang malaman agad ng fiancé niya na may heart disease siya. Balak niyang ipaalam iyon kapag matagal na sila. But she supposed it did not matter now. He was not going to her fiancé anyway. What the hell is happening? What? Leave me alone. I'm going to call your parents. No. Agad siyang napahawak sa sleeves ng polo nito. Ang huling kailangan niya ay mag-alala. Ang kanyang mga magulang. She just wanted to lock herself in her room and be alone. Don't call them, please. Tumitig ito sa kanya. Ang kaninang puno ng lamig at panunuyan nitong mga mata ay puno ng pag-aalala at katanungan ngayon. Just help me find my bag, please. Andun yung gamot ko. Tumango ito at lumigid ang mga mata sa lupa. Agad itong tumungo at pinulot ang clutch bag niya na nalaglag sa gilid nila. Thanks. Agad niyang hinablot ang bag at kinuha ang gamot sa loob. Mabilis niyang binuksan ang botelya at nagpatak ng isang tableta, saka mabilis ding isinubo iyon. Pinwersa niya ang sariling lunukin iyon kahit walang tubig. Akmang ibabalik na niya ang botelya sa bag pero maagap iyong hinagilap ng lalaki. Hey, ano ba? Pero kinulong nito ang dalawa niyang braso sa isang kamay nito. Matalim niya itong tinitigan habang binabasa nito ang label ng gamot niya. Molecular biologist ang binata kaya sigurado siyang alam na nito kung para saan ang gamot niya. May I have it back now? She sneered when he had read the label. Matiim na bumaling sa kanya ang titig nito. Tila sinusuri kung totoo ba ang nalaman nito tungkol sa kanya. Hinagilap niya rito ang gamot at isinuksok iyon sa bag. Inis sa sarili. Mabilis niyang inayos ang damit kahit medyo nanakit pa rin ang kanyang dibdib. Walang lingong tinalikuran niya ang binata pero maagap na hinagilap ni Rafi ang kanyang braso. Where are you going? Gusto niya ulit itong sigawan pero pinigilan niya ang sarili. Hindi pa lubusang umeepekto ang gamot at huling kailangan niya ay tuluyan siyang atakihin sa puso o mahimatay sa harap nito. I'm tired. I want to rest in my room. Tumango ito. Kaya hatid kita sa kwarto mo. Muling bumuka ang bibig niya para sabihin itong pumunta sa impyerno. Pero muli niyang pinigilan ang sarili. Wala na siyang enerhiya para makipagtalo. Sa lagay niya ay malalamang may tumulong din sa kanya sa pagpunta sa silid at kapag nangyari yon, malalaman iyon ng mga magulang niya. Thanks, she grumbled. She closed her eyes tightly as her emotions whirred inside her. This was not how she thought the night would end. Dapat ay natapos ang gabi na masaya siya at nakangiti sa kanyang fiancé. Dapat natapos ito na kayakap niya ang taong mamahalin niya at mamahalin niya, makakasama niya hanggang sa kanyang pagtanda. Muling nanggilid ang kanyang mga luha.